YouTube, it's Nerdcat, back with another Nerdtastic Halloween episode. For this episode, I decided to go back to the classics of horror cinema and do The Bride from Bride of Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein is definitely one of my favorite classic horror movies. There's something about it that's just like ridiculous, but also really charming, and I really enjoy watching it. And I really love the bride herself. She's so hauntingly beautiful, and yet she makes these weird sounds and screams instead of actual words, which I find really interesting and amusing, and I don't know, I've always just kind of really liked it. So I thought it'd be really fun to recreate the bride's look, and I did it all in grayscale or black and white paint, as the film is filmed in black and white. Also, doing a grayscale makeup was kind of like a redemption arc for me. I did do a grayscale back in college when I had stage makeup courses, and I did not do well in my grayscale look. I was really inexperienced and could not get the blending right to make the illusion work. So I really wanted to try my hand at it again and kind of redeem myself from my really bad shot originally. Either way, it was a lot of fun, so I'm going to hand it over to voiceover Jamie, and we'll get on to the look. See you there!
Hey there, so voiceover Jamie here. So first off, I am just putting on my wig cap. I'm putting that on now because, knowing my luck, I would end up messing up everything I did if I did not put this on before putting on any makeup, because I'm not good at putting on a wig cap. Anyway, now I'm going to block out my eyebrows. With blocking out your eyebrows, you're going to use a washable glue stick and then brush all of the hairs of your eyebrows as flat as possible against your skin. You're going to do a couple of coats of glue and then powder it with a translucent powder or a white powder, making sure to press in that powder into your eyebrows, and then do another coat of glue and then another coat of powder. With my eyebrows, because they're so thick and dark, I usually have to do a couple of coats between the glue and the powder, but since I knew everything was going to be white and then the eyebrows black, I didn't really do that many coats because everything was going to be covered up anyway. So now I'm going in with the task of painting my entire face white. The great thing about grayscale makeups is you really only have 3 colors: white, black, and gray. So I start off with just putting the full white base coat on everything. Right now I am showing you a picture of my references and my drawing. As you can see, everything is a base of white. So I have the entire base white on my face as well as my neck, as you can see here. And then I go in with the darker shades. So first I'm going in with a black water activated paint and etching out the hollows of my cheeks, the sides of my nose, and my temple for the contour, as well as my jawline. I'm still not really great at contouring. I haven't figured out the right way to do it, especially with how round my face is, but I think I achieved what I was going for either way. Then I go in with a gray water activated paint and go over all of the black areas I just put in. With grayscale makeups, it's kind of a back and forth between the 3 colors. Mostly the grays and the whites are going to be your main back and forth, because you're trying to buff the darker shades into a kind of softer tone, where all of your whites need to be more of a pop. Because with black and white movies, everything is based on the lighting in the studio. So the shadows are softer but darker, and the highlights are bright and white. So it's kind of a give and take. You just want to soften all of the edges of your shadows and brighten all of your whites. Here, I was trying to brighten the white under my eyes, and I left this in because mistakes happen and sometimes people forget that. So I'm using a water activated paint, and while I was putting more white down, I didn't realize that the sponge I was using was too wet. So as I put the paint down and went to blend it in, I ended up just picking up pretty much everything I put down, as you can see here. So I had to fix that for a little while, trying to get the color back in that area. But, you know, mistakes happen. Sometimes you just gotta work a little harder. Now I'm going in with the gray paint first to just kind of lay a base down for the eyeshadow, and then going in with a gray eyeshadow on top. I'm just kind of making a gray smoky eye, as well as deepening that shadow of where my eye would be. In the reference photo, she definitely has some kind of eye makeup, but since everything's black and white, not sure what kind. I did put some black in the crease of my eye just to darken the actual eye itself, as well as the inner corner to kind of give more of that shadow effect. I did a tight line with my black liner, as well as putting a small wing at the end. From the reference photos, it does look like she has just a little bit of a wing peeking out at the end of her line, so I just wanted to try and mimic that as close as I could. Now I'm going in with the eyebrows. I used just a black, the black aqua paints for this, but I did use the reference photo, like it was on the side next to me as I was doing these. But the problem is, it's kind of like when you start doing a black wing eyeliner and one end ends up being longer, so you try to fix the other end and it just keeps getting bigger. That's kind of what happened here with these eyebrows. They were supposed to be thin and wispy, but one eyebrow got a little bit bigger than the other, and so I had to even it out, and they're both a little too thick, but it still gives off the same kind of effect, so I was okay with it. But if I did do this makeup again, I would definitely make the eyebrows thinner. Now I'm just dragging some of that gray eyeshadow under the outer corner of my eye, just to make everything a little more dark. And of course mascara, because who doesn't love mascara? Also, it looks like the bride had some serious lashes in her photos that I found. Now I'm doing the stitch lines that she has. In the photos as well as in the movie, she has two lines coming from the top of one ear and the underneath that same ear. They meet together and then go across her jawline and meet right behind the other ear. I do think that I should have dragged the line under the chin closer to the tip of my chin, but this was very difficult for me because I can't see without my glasses, and trying to do these sides without being able to see in front of you was quite difficult. But I still think I got the same effect as the photos themselves. Now I'm going in with a little bit of the gray shadow just to shadow those lines with the stitches, just to give a little more depth to them. Then I'm also covering my ears with gray and white paint, as I wasn't sure where the actual wig would lay and I'd rather have everything match up. I'm going in with a dual lipstick. So the first lipstick I put on is actually two lipsticks in one, so it has a black and a gray side. Then I go in and trace out the lines of my lips with the gray paint, and kind of pull out the corners of my lips as well. And then a final touch up with some black lipstick and a little bit of gray eyeshadow. Then just a little beauty mark to finish it off.
I'm just gonna throw on a couple of final touches and I'll see you at the montage. And here's the final look. Overall, I am super happy with how it turned out. There are definitely some patchy areas and some areas I definitely need work on, but overall I am very, very happy with how it turned out and how I was able to at least get slightly the illusion of a black and white look. Especially because I haven't done it and it actually turned out better than I was expecting. But overall, I had a blast making this look. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please hit that like button. If you want to see more Nerdtastic Halloween, please hit that subscribe. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the look and if you've ever seen The Bride of Frankenstein. But that's it for me. Until next time, as always, stay nerdy, my friends. Later!